Hi, I'm Braden Malish, and I'm going to try to take you through one of my last practice sessions before Junior Gold. I start off all my practices really slow and try to do some one-step, no-step drills and just stretch a little bit before I start. The main reason I start off slow is just to really ease into my practice, because the last thing you'd want before a big tournament is to have any injuries or something bad like that. I think the biggest thing for Junior Gold is being able to pick the 5 best balls for your game to match up at Junior Gold. The first ball is just obviously a plastic ball, just so I can feel comfortable shooting at spares no matter where I am and no matter what pattern I'm on. I know my spare ball won't hook that much, so wherever I go and whatever pattern I'm on, I'm able to pick spares across the lane. The second ball in my arsenal is urethane, and obviously it's the purple hammer. Having a urethane ball, no matter if it's a purple hammer or a pitch black or anything else, it's really important to be able to blend out the lane and really see it clearly. Obviously, there will be some people who can stay in urethane longer and some people who really can't throw urethane much at all, but I think it's really important to have in the bag no matter what. The third ball in my arsenal is a reality, and that's just my big ASIM. I think it's always good to have something really strong that reads the front and won't miss the spot. I got a new reality for Junior Gold, and it really reads the front and has a lot down lane. Being able to have a big ASIM in the bag is a really important ball, and I think the reality is one of the best big ASIMs on the market right now. Last year, even though I threw the purple hammer a lot, my best block was throwing the reality on long. The fourth ball I have is a phase 2, and that's just my benchmark symmetrical ball. Having a ball that works on a lot of different patterns that is just in the middle of the arsenal is really important for Junior Gold. It's something that I can always go to, and it won't ever be too crazy. I think the Phase 2 is one of the best balls on the market, but there's a lot of other great benchmark balls like the IQ Tour and the Stealth. Knowing that it's several different patterns and a lot of games, being able to have that ball that you can always go to is huge for me. Finally, I rounded off my arsenal with a Zen. This is just my clean pearl ball that I can go to later in a block if it's really starting to get burnt up. Because they're only 4-game blocks, I only brought 1 pearl and it's relatively strong. Even though the Zen is a pearl, it reads the mid lanes pretty well and has a lot of shape down lane. It's a ball that as soon as the lanes open up, I can really easily throw it, especially if I slow down my speed a little bit. I'm going to make sure to bring a couple extra balls just to test out during the practice sessions. Although you should have a general idea of what you're going to bring and throw, using the practice sessions to your advantage to have a clear picture of the lanes is super important. I'm going to bring my Absolute and Stealth along too, just as some balls to possibly bring to replace my Phase 2 or my Zen. Being able to have a really rounded off arsenal is super important for Junior Gold, and being able to have something as smooth as urethane to something as snappy as a pearl is really important. I know most people won't be drilling a bunch of stuff for Junior Gold, but generally having a pretty rounded off arsenal and balls that match your game is really important. Let me know in the comments down below what you think you're going to bring for Junior Gold. Being able to take the lanes before Junior Gold is great, whether it's on a house shot or sports shot. In the past few weeks, I've been trying to get to as many tournaments and sweepers as I can to just get some extra experience on some patterns. Even if you can't get on sports shots, taking the most out of your house shot practice is really important. A lot of the time when I practice on a house shot, I start with urethane just to make the lanes a little trickier and make myself think about lane play a little bit more. There's a lot of urethane thrown at Junior Gold to break down the lanes, so staying in urethane longer than you're comfortable is really good to put yourself out of your comfort zone to prepare you for those situations. Because I start my practices like this, I make sure to really watch my ball front to back instead of right to left. Your ball might hook a different amount right to left on a Junior Gold pattern, but being able to see that front to back makes the transition from a house shot to a Junior Gold pattern way easier. Just being really conscious of what you're doing to the lane and how to move off of everything is really big and can really help for Junior Gold. Being able to stay in the moment and know what's happening on the lanes is super important to be able to snag those high games and never really get too low on your low games. Using drills like the 7-arrow drill are really important. There are a lot of different drills or fun things you can do with speed and rotation to just play around with throughout a practice. Knowing your game and being able to do as many different things as possible is really important. Since this year's Junior Gold is in Indiana, there's a lot of characteristics to be aware of. From what I've seen, they hook earlier than what I'm used to and a lot off the gutter. The approaches have been tackier than what I'm used to in the past. That's why having the right shoes with interchangeable bottoms has been really important for me going to different states and being able to change that out. Being comfortable on the lanes is really important for me, and being able to make that change is great. Even if you don't have interchangeable bottoms, try wiping your shoe around in some dust under a ball return, or making sure you wipe off your shoe after every shot. Whatever you can do to keep that consistent feel on the approach is great. Junior Gold is a long week, and the overall atmosphere is really fun, but it goes by quick. Make sure you have fun off the lanes and really take the week in, but don't overdo it. And when you're on the lanes, it's only 4 games, so really take your time. The overall atmosphere will really make you want to go faster. I have a very consistent pre-shot routine where I wipe off my ball, I test my approach, I wipe off my shoe, and I take some deep breaths. Making sure you have a really consistent pre-shot routine and you take your time is really important in a big weekend like this. Junior Gold should always be a great learning experience and a place to meet new people. I'll be around Junior Gold and I'm on Squad 33, so if you happen to see me, come over and say hi, I'd love to talk. I don't know everything and everyone has their own way to do everything, but I hope everyone picked up a few useful tips or tricks from this video. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments and I'll try to answer to the best of my ability. Thank you for watching and good luck at Junior Gold.